Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com.
May Chazaras Hashatz be recited if only 5 people daven together. It happens at times that you don't have a lot of people in your minyan, or everyone came late, and the Chazan started Shemana Esrei. There were only 5 people all together davening Shemana Esrei throughout Shemana Esrei. What's the halacha? What do they do now? Do they continue with Chazaras Hashatz? Did they lose the minyan? What happens? So as we all know, that in order to be able to say Chazaras Hashatz, you need to have a few conditions fulfilled. One of them being, of course, that there's 10 men above the age of bar mitzvah inside the room, which consists of a minyan. A second condition is, they need to have 6 Jews davening Shemana Esrei together. That is the definition of a minyan. That 6 Yidden, which is the majority of a minyan, are praying together, davening together, Shemana Esrei at the same time. So rules the Alter Rebbe in chapter 69, halacha 4, based on the ruling of the Mechaber in 69.1, and other poskim. So clearly, if you didn't have 6 people davening Shemana Esrei together simultaneously, you can't do Chazaras Hashatz. However, in truth, this is incorrect. And here we're going to introduce a concept that's not very well known to everyone. When the Chazan repeats his Shemana Esrei, known as Chazaras Hashatz, he in essence fulfills 2 aspects, 2 matters, 2 mitzvahs, 2 obligations. One is Chazaras Hashatz. The sage is obligated and required that a minyan repeat the Shemana Esrei in case there's anyone present who doesn't know how to daven or to be yotze them. And we do this even if everyone knows how to daven, because that was the institution of the sages to always repeat it. For the sake of just in case someone who doesn't know how to daven is there, so he will fulfill his obligation through the repetition. This aspect requires at least 6 Jews davening Shemana Esrei together. If you didn't have 6 Jews davening Shemana Esrei together, there was no minyan, you can't do Chazaras Hashatz. The Chachamim didn't establish the mitzvah in such a case. However, there's a second aspect whenever Chazaras Hashatz is done, besides just to fulfill the Takanas Chachamim to repeat the Shemana Esrei for people who don't know. What is the second aspect? Kedusha. There's a mitzvah to hear Kedusha, to answer Kedusha. And the poskim rule, including the Alter Rebbe in 69.4, the Mechaber in 69.1, and many other poskim, Yishonim and Achreinim, that it's permitted for one to repeat Shemana Esrei just for the sake of the Kedusha, even if it's not Chazaras Hashatz. For example, an individual walks into shul and says, listen, I didn't hear Kedusha today. Even if he already davened Shachris, he's allowed to daven Shachris again, he's allowed to daven Shemana Esrei again, in order so he have a minyan for Kedusha, so he answers Kedusha. Accordingly, based on this, although for certain if there weren't 6 people davening together, you lost the minyan for Chazaras Hashatz, for the takana of Chazaras Hashatz, but you still are, if you have 10 people in the room, to do Chazaras Hashatz for the sake of Kedusha. And this is the practical ruling, that in the event that Shemana Esrei was daven with less than 6 people, it's nevertheless permitted for the Chazan to recite the repetition for the sake of Kedusha. Although this is considered that they did not daven with the minyan because they only had 5 people, and the above repetition does not have the status of a regular Chazaras Hashatz, but just a repetition for Kedusha. Initially, of course, it's forbidden to do such a thing. One should always try to have 6, and if he knows he's not going to have 6, then instead of davening Shemana Esrei silently with 5, he should right away begin out loud until after Akel HaKadosh and Kedusha will be said, and then afterwards he'll finish the rest of Shemana Esrei quietly, rather than say it quietly one time and then repeat it again for the sake of Kedusha. So is the final ruling of the Alter Rebbe in 69, halacha 4, the Magen Avram in 69, halacha 4, the Tilul David, the Eish Avram Abuchach, and the Minchas Yitzchak in his Volume 1, Tshuva 57, Volume 10, Tshuva 107, that this is the order that should be followed in the event that you do not have 6 people who daven together. In such a case, one may continue with the Kadeshim after Shemana Esrei, with exception to that he should omit Tiskabel from the Kaddish Shalem that said after Volatzi, and his Kaddish Tiskabel is only said when you had a minyan of 6, as we said. So concludes some Peiskei Dereinu.
Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at shulchanaracharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.